In Tallahassee, 73-71, Florida State, in dramatic fashion, beats Maryland by a couple. Rich Waltz along with Corey Alexander. We were courtside for this one. Both coaches talked about this being an important game in terms of launching point towards the second half. And if that's the case, Florida State has to be pretty darn happy headed towards the second half with this win.
They really do, and Florida State taking care of their home court, but it was challenging. Maryland put up a great fight. Maryland out-rebounding them 36-20 and coming in and making a lot of the hustle plays, but Florida State able to prevail at the end of this one.
All right, we'll get to the dramatics in a moment, but let's go back to the first half and see how this one unfolded. It was a very even first half. Florida State scoring early. Okoro White doing a lot of the work.
And then, of course, in typical Florida State fashion, Terry Wisnick getting out into the passing lanes and turning Maryland turnovers into points, which ended up becoming a huge stat for this Florida State team on the defensive end.
Yeah, Maryland would turn the ball over 16 times. Michael Ojo got in on the act for Florida State. Now Maryland used their defense to get things going in the first half.
And Maryland controlled the boards all night. They were able to come up with stops and then turn them into points at the other end. Des Wells finishing at the rim, and it was Des Wells off taking the point himself to go get a basket for Maryland.
Yeah, Des Wells had a nice first half. It was tied at 34 after one. Into the second half, Des Wells had a nice first half. He had a great second half.
And this was a coming out party in the ACC for Des Wells. He made all the crucial plays for Maryland at the end of the game, and he stepped up and made timely and big shots time after time.
He was 8 of 12 from the field and finished with 19 points. Now, the heroics. You see the time, down a point, Michael Snaer again.
College basketball's version of Mr. Big Shot, Michael Snaer, off of a great feed by his buddy Ian Miller, and everyone knew once Snaer got this shot, it was going down. This is what he does.
And that was the difference, a 2-point win. Statistically, here's how this game ends up. 49% for Maryland. You talked about the disparity in terms of rebounds and turnovers.
And Florida State benefiting 19 points off of 16 Maryland turnovers. And Florida State only turning the basketball over 6 times in this game ends up being crucial because that's the way they stayed in the game due to the disparity on the rebound.
You hit the game-winning shot. You also get a visit from Corey Alexander. Here's Michael Snaer.
Got you here with Michael Snaer. Michael, another game winner for you. Were you just keeping this game close so you could get another game-winning opportunity at the end of it?
I don't know, man. I just got the lucky touch, I guess, man. But I'm glad my teammate was fortunate enough to find me, and I made it go through.
Well, you've had the opportunity, of course, to make a number of big plays for this team. However, this game was a struggle for you guys. Maryland kind of had you on the ropes, but you all had the confidence to keep coming back into it. Do you guys especially have that more at home?
I mean, that's anywhere. Same thing with last year. I mean, we did it twice on the road last year. We're just the type of team that just never gives up and we keep fighting. I mean, they had us on the ropes. They played really well. Desmond Wells, he played really well tonight. But, we had a lot of guys step up, make big plays. Ian Miller played great, even though he's hurt a little bit. He's battling than that. But he played great tonight, so I appreciate it.
And you as a senior leading this young team, it's been a challenge at times, but does it make this just a little bit more rewarding?
It does, man. It's been a struggle, man. It's different. I've never been in this situation before. So, really trying to lead these guys, it's been a challenge for me. Something I've never done before. I've learned a lot, and I've had to go through a lot. But eventually it's going to come all together.
All right. Thanks a lot. Michael Snaer on another game winner.
And, of course, Snaer's 3, the difference, 73-71, and he was a big part of that championship. He was the MVP of the ACC tournament last year. Let's not forget, he hit the running hook over the 7-footer Alex Len to draw Florida State within a point that set up the three-pointer.
Well, I asked Coach Hamilton, do you have that confidence in Michael Snaer to give him the ball at the end of the game? And he simply says Michael has that confidence in himself to go get the ball and score it at the end of the game, and we just let him go.
So that's 4 game winners now in the last 2 years for Michael Snaer. 73-71, the final. Florida State 2 points better than Maryland.